Hi, Michael. How's it going?
It's going well. Just want to get my results so I can go.
I hear you. It seems like you've got a lot going on today.
Yeah, my friends are talking to me on Facebook.
So, Michael, the rapid test actually came back as preliminary positive.
What? What do you mean?
As we talked about before, these test results are preliminary positive. The rapid test is 99% accurate, so this is likely a positive test, meaning you are probably HIV positive. But we always need to do a second test with some blood to confirm your results. The results from the confirmatory test will come back in a week. This will really tell us if you are HIV positive or not.
So I should be on medications, right? What's going on? I was just coming in because my friends were coming in and getting tested and saying that this place was a good place to get tested. And now you're telling me I'm positive? How is this happening? How is this real?
I can understand that it can be really confusing, and you probably have a lot of thoughts going on. And you may find as the day goes on, more questions come up for you. I'll try to answer them all if I can. First, let's go over again what this means. Although the test is preliminary positive, it's not for sure. So that's why we have to do the confirmatory test. Those results will come back in a week. Am I making sense at all? I know this is a lot, especially if you weren't expecting it. Is it okay if I give you some more information?
Okay.
Well, if you do have HIV, I want you to know that it is now considered like a manageable chronic illness. I know those are big words to take in, but it's a lot like diabetes. If you take care of yourself and take medication for it, you can live a long life with HIV.
I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I feel fine. I don't feel like anything is wrong with me. I thought if you're positive, it means you're sick and you're gonna die and you have all these issues. But I don't have any of those issues. I don't understand how this is happening to me. I don't get it.
Okay, well, I'll try and explain how you can get HIV. If you have anal, oral, or vaginal sex with someone, you usually come in contact with their body fluids. If they have HIV, those body fluids can transmit the virus into your bloodstream. You can also be exposed to HIV from someone's blood, usually from sharing needles with them.
This sucks. I only had sex once without a damn condom. Are you kidding me?
I can certainly understand why you're angry, Michael. Taking a risk just once and getting the virus seems unfair, doesn't it?
Sure does. I can't believe it.
It can feel kind of lonely, like you're the only person this has happened to, but you're not. Michael, I'd like to connect you with Jason, our peer advocate. He knows what it's like to get this diagnosis and what might come up for you, besides the medical stuff. And there are groups of people who meet to talk about it, so if you want to know more, he can tell you about it. How does that sound?
I don't know.
Michael, let's go ahead and get some blood drawn, and we can talk a bit as the process goes on. I'm here for as long as you need me to be, and we can talk for as long as you want to talk. I want you to remember that this is a preliminary positive result. We still need to get your confirmatory result.
This is too much for me. I don't understand. This is not what I was signing up for. I was ready for you to tell me that this was negative. Everyone was getting tested. So I got tested so we could all say we were negative. And now I can't. I just don't understand. You're telling me that the result was positive. Why do we need to do another test?
I understand you have a lot of anxiety about it, but I can't send you home today with a definitive answer whether you're positive or negative. There is a small chance, about 1 to 3%, that this result could be wrong. So we need to make sure that you have the infection by doing a blood test for confirmation. We need to do this with everyone who tests preliminary positive.
Okay, I get it now. But will they know I'm positive?
No, just that we're drawing some blood and sending it off to a lab.
Okay.
Michael, it takes up to a week to get the results from the blood test, and it's really important that you come back to get this result and that we know how to reach you, just in case something gets in the way of you coming back in.
Don't worry, I'll be back.
Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on right now, if you can?
I'm still just freaked out.
Michael, having HIV means you have the virus in your body. It does not mean it's the end of the world. There are some very good treatments for people to live a long time with HIV. I have patients who have lived with HIV for over 20 years that are still working, going to the gym, and dating. There are lots of great options for treatment that mean taking 1 to 3 pills a day and with much fewer side effects than before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but man, how am I going to pay for all that?
We have programs to help pay for your blood tests and medications. We'll also help you figure out your health care coverage. When you come back next week for your test results, I'll ask our staff to get you set up.
It's still scary. And it's going to be hard to wait.
I know, it can feel like forever. That's why it's important to figure out how you're going to deal with the wait. And with your sexual partners, you're going to want to avoid putting yourself or them at risk in any way. This means, for now, avoiding sex if you possibly can. And if you can't, it's very important that you use condoms now, or not share needles or works if you use IV drugs.
I don't do that, so I don't have to worry about that at least. And I will not be in the mood for sex for a long time.
Do you have anyone to confide in about this right away? Anyone you could talk to?
I have to think about it. Maybe my sister? But I'm not sure she'd understand.
Well, Jason's really easy to get in touch with, and he can tell you more about groups that get together and other support systems. So Michael, now that we've gone over what your next steps are, I'm hoping you have a minute to discuss a new program we're starting to try to encourage more people to get tested for HIV.
Yeah, I do.
Great. Well, we're doing something called peer recruitment. We're asking people who've already gotten tested, who might know people who are at risk for HIV, to encourage their friends to come in and get tested. After some of their friends get tested, they ask some of their friends to get tested, and so on. Make sense?
Yeah.
So what happens is, before you leave today, we'll give you 3 tickets and some tips on how to talk to people who you think might be at risk for HIV about getting tested here. When a person you talk to agrees to come in for an HIV test, give them a ticket and have them bring it with them when they come in. In return, we'll pay you $10 for every person who comes in, up to 3 people. We'll pay them $10 too, so you can tell them that.
How could I tell them without them knowing that I have it?
You don't have to tell anyone that you're HIV positive if you don't want to. We're asking people who are HIV positive and people who are HIV negative to participate. Some of your friends who've been coming here to get tested are probably being asked to join the program too. And if you want, you can tell people that you saw the sign up in the waiting room and asked about it. And if you don't feel comfortable asking 3 people, you can ask 2 or even just 1.
I guess that sounds okay.
Okay, so if you think you're going to do this, I can give you this page of tips on how to approach people about testing and some other information. And of course, I'm here if you need help.
I think I can give this a try. It seems pretty easy. And you get paid from doing it.